Welcome, horror enthusiastic. Today we will be sharing 10 real paranormal phenomena experienced by people around the world playing with the Ouija board. Before we delve into these stories, let's have a brief introduction of Ouija board. Many of you might be familiar with Ouija board. It is a wooden board that has fascinated and terrified people for over a century. A Ouija board, which is also referred as spirit board or witch board, is a flat wooden board marked with the letters of the alphabet A to Z, the numbers 0 to 9, the words yes, no, and hello, and goodbye, and may include various symbols and graphics. The board comes with a small heart-shaped piece of wood with a round transparent glass in the middle to see through the surrounding, called a planchette. It is believed that with the glass of the planchette, you can see the spirit, communicating you through Ouija. Users place their fingers lightly on the planchette, and it is believed that the planchette moves around the board to spell out messages in response to questions posed by the participants. The movement is often attributed to spiritual or supernatural forces by believers. However, the scientific community generally attributes such experiences to psychological and physical factors, such as the suggestion, chance coincidences, and ideomotor effect, where the participants subconsciously move the planchette rather than genuine paranormal activity. Now let's explore these real-life cases, where the use of a Ouija board has been linked to eerie and unexplained paranormal activity, but none of them are scientifically verified. However, these experiences are based on the personal experiences and witnesses, but make sure you think twice before touching the Ouija planchette, as this may open a connection to the otherworld entity. Case number 1, the case of Patience Worth. The 1913 case of Pearl Curran, an American housewife, claimed to have contacted the spirit of a 17th century Englishwoman named Patience Worth using a Ouija board. Over the next 25 years, Curran produced numerous poems, novels, and plays, which she attributed to Worth. The case gained significant attention and remains one of the most famous examples of supposed spirit communication through a Ouija board. Case 2, the En-field Poltergeist. In late 1970s, in En-field, England, a family reported various paranormal occurrences, including moving furniture, strange noises, and the possession of one of the children. The family claimed to have used Ouija board, which they believed contributed to the disturbances. This case was widely publicized and investigated by several paranormal researchers. Case number 3, the Exorcism of Roland Doe. In late 1940s, a boy known by the pseudonym Roland Doe living with his family reportedly used a Ouija board, after which strange and violent phenomena began occurring, including bed shaking, objects flying, and the boy speaking in strange voices. The family sought help from the Catholic Church, leading to a series of exorcisms. This case, which inspired the novel and film, The Exorcist. Case number 4, Estefanía Gutiérrez, Lázaro. In 1990 in Vallecas, Spain, 18-year-old Estefanía Gutiérrez, Lázaro allegedly experienced violent seizures and hallucinations. After using a Ouija board, Lázaro and some of her friends decided that they were going to use a Ouija board to try to contact one of the girl's boyfriend, who had passed away following a terrible motorcycle accident. During their séance, which the girls performed in a seemingly remote location at their Catholic school, the girls were interrupted by a teacher, a nun, who ended up breaking the board in half. The girls with Lázaro claimed that they saw smoke going in and out of Lázaro's mouth, and she began to experience seizures and rapid mood changes. She claimed to see shadow figures in her house and in her room. When her parents became worried, they took her to several doctors, but none of them could find anything wrong with Lázaro. She died under mysterious circumstances a few months later, and her family's home was subsequently plagued by unexplained phenomena. Case 5, the 1972 case of Doris Bither. This case, also known as the entity haunting, involved a woman named Doris Bither, who reported being attacked by unseen forces after using a Ouija board. The case was investigated by parapsychologists Kerry Gaynor and Barry Taff. While the investigators witnessed some strange phenomena, the case remains controversial and unverified, and it inspired the book and film The Entity Case. 6. The Bowen Family. In the early 20th century, the Bowen family in New York claimed to have contacted spirits through a Ouija board, resulting in a series of disturbing paranormal occurrences. Initially, the sessions were conducted out of curiosity and a desire to communicate with deceased relatives or spirits. After several sessions with the Ouija board, the family started experiencing strange phenomena in their home. Objects reportedly moved on their own. Paranormal activity allegedly escalated over time, becoming more intense and frightening. Family members reported feeling watched and experienced sudden drops in temperature in certain parts of the house. Apparitions were occasionally sighted, described as shadowy figures or misty forms moving through rooms. The Bowen family attempted to stop the activity by ceasing their use of the Ouija board and seeking help from religious figures and paranormal investigators. Despite these efforts, the activity reportedly continued for some time before gradually diminishing. Case 7. The David Glatzel. In the early 1980s, David Glatzel's family used a Ouija board, leading to a series of violent hauntings and possession. After using Ouija, their 11-year-old David Glatzel reportedly started experiencing disturbing visions and physical attacks by an invisible entity. David described seeing a man with big black eyes, a thin face with animal features, jagged teeth, pointed ears, horns, and hooves. David's behavior became increasingly erratic and violent. He would growl, hiss, and speak in strange voices, claiming that the entity was telling him to cause harm. The family sought help from the church, and multiple priests attempted blessings and minor exorcisms, but David's condition did not improve. Paranormal investigators Ed and Lorraine Warren were called in to help. They concluded that David was possessed by multiple demons. The Warrens arranged for a formal exorcism by a Catholic priest. Arna Cheyenne Johnson allegedly challenged the demons to leave David and enter him instead. Shortly after, Johnson began to exhibit strange behavior and was involved in a violent incident where he murdered his landlord, Alan Bono, in February 1981. Johnson's defense attorney attempted to plead not guilty by reason of demonic possession, marking the first known court case in the United States where such a defense was used. The judge rejected the defense, and Johnson was convicted of first-degree manslaughter and served a 5-year sentence. Case 8. The Sallie House. In the 1990s, the residents of the Sallie House in Kansas used a Ouija board, after which they reported increasingly severe hauntings and paranormal phenomena. The Sallie House, located in Atchison, Kansas, is infamous for its intense paranormal activity. The house gained notoriety in the 1990s when Tony and Deborah Pickman moved in and began experiencing violent hauntings. They reported incidents such as objects flying off shelves, unexplained scratches and burns on Tony, and disturbing apparitions. A Ouija board was used by various paranormal investigators and curious individuals to communicate with the spirits believed to be haunting the house, which believed that the presence of spirits of a young girl named Sallie, who allegedly died there during a failed appendectomy. Paranormal investigators, including television crews, have documented numerous strange occurrences, making the Sallie House one of the most well-known haunted locations in the United States. Case 9. Paulina Peavy. Paulina Peavy was an artist and mystic who claimed to have made contact with an extraterrestrial entity named Lacamo through a Ouija board in the 1930s. According to Peavy, Lacamo communicated profound cosmic wisdom and artistic inspiration to her during these sessions. She believed that Lacamo guided her hand in creating intricate and visionary artworks. Peavy's unique story blends themes of extraterrestrial contact and spiritual enlightenment, making her case a fascinating example of the intersection between Ouija board use and artistic creativity. Her experiences and the artworks she attributed to Lacamo remain a curious and unusual chapter in the history of Ouija board phenomena. Case 10. The 32-year-old Justin resident of New Jersey tells that he was playing Ouija board with his friends. Instead of the planchette moving to the certain letters, It began to move in a strange pattern. It went moving to all the corners of the board, making an X. Later that night, when he was sleeping, he felt a forceful hand grab his arm and wake him up. Everyone else in the house was sound asleep. Justin couldn't sleep that night and stopped playing Ouija board with their friends. Now, don't say we didn't warn you. Any believer in ghosts and the supernatural will tell you their golden rule: don't play with Ouija boards. Opening up a Ouija board, they say, is like opening up a portal to the other side. Sure, it could connect you with a deceased grandparent, but more likely than not, it's bound to invite an unwanted spirit into your midst. And once that connection is open, it may be very difficult to close. No matter how much you'd like that pointer to land on, goodbye. Stay haunted and curious as we explore the realm of fear together in the Horror Vault. If you have a real horror story you'd like featured, leave a comment or reach out to us. Be haunted and curious, and stay tuned for upcoming videos with us. Let's dive into the realm of fear with the Horror Vault.